Life often presents us with moments where time is slipping away, and one critical decision can alter everything. This is the story of Arman, a young entrepreneur who found himself at the brink of failure. With his business on the verge of collapse, debts piling up, and no way out, he had mere hours to make a choice that would decide his fate. As he sat in his dimly lit office, staring at the growing list of unpaid invoices, his heart pounded. Should he risk everything on one last venture, or should he accept defeat and walk away? Arman was not always struggling. Just a few years ago, he was celebrated as one of the most promising young businessmen in the city. Starting with nothing, he built a company from the ground up. He had ambition, drive, and an unstoppable passion for success. However, like many entrepreneurs, he made mistakes. He trusted the wrong people, invested in risky deals, and ignored warning signs. Now, his empire was crumbling. His bank accounts were nearly empty, and creditors were knocking on his door. Even his closest friends had abandoned him, and his family was losing faith. Despite everything, Arman was not ready to give up. He believed that one decision, the right decision, could turn things around. But with the clock ticking, he had to act fast. The final blow came when Arman received a notice from the bank. His company had 24 hours before it would be declared bankrupt. His employees would lose their jobs, and his dream would shatter forever. Panic set in as he scrambled for solutions. He reached out to investors, but no one was willing to take a chance on a sinking ship. He considered selling his remaining assets, but that would barely cover his debts. Then, a risky opportunity presented itself. An old business associate offered a deal. If Arman could secure a high-profile contract within the next few hours, he could gain the capital needed to save his company. But there was a catch. The contract was with a company known for its ruthless business tactics. If Arman failed, he would owe more than he could ever repay. He was faced with the toughest decision of his life: play it safe and lose everything, or take a gamble and risk it all. Arman locked himself in his office, weighing his options. He listed out every possible outcome, trying to calculate the risks. He called his mentor, who warned him about the dangers of dealing with such a cutthroat firm. His family urged him to step back and accept the loss. But deep down, Arman knew this was his only chance. As the minutes ticked away, he recalled why he started this journey in the first place. He wasn't just building a business, he was chasing a dream, proving to himself and the world that he could make it. Finally, he took a deep breath and made the call. "I'm in," he told the associate. The next few hours were a blur of negotiations, paperwork, and high-stakes discussions. He had to convince the firm that he was still a force to be reckoned with, that his company could deliver what they needed. He spoke with confidence, despite the fear gnawing at him. After what felt like an eternity, the contract was signed. Arman had secured the deal, but his battle was far from over. With the contract in hand, Arman worked tirelessly. He assembled his remaining team, delegated tasks, and pulled all-nighters. There was no room for error. Challenges arose at every step. Competitors tried to sabotage his progress, suppliers delayed shipments, and stress took a toll on his health. But something had changed. Arman was no longer the desperate man drowning in failure. He was now a man on a mission. Slowly, things started falling into place. His company delivered on its promises, earning the trust of the new client. Revenue began to flow, debts were repaid, and his company was no longer on the brink of disaster. For the first time in months, Arman felt a glimmer of hope. He had taken the biggest risk of his life, and it had paid off. As Arman looked back, he realized that the moment he decided to take a risk was the moment his life changed. It was not just about saving his company. It was about believing in himself when no one else did. He learned that success is not about never failing. It's about how you rise after failure. Fear and uncertainty are a part of life, but those who dare to make bold choices are the ones who change their fate. Arman's journey was a testament to resilience, courage, and the power of one decision. He emerged from the storm stronger than ever, and his company flourished beyond what he had ever imagined. So, if you ever find yourself at a crossroads with time running out, remember this: one decision can change everything. In a small village, a cat named Whiskers discovered a magic fish in a pond. The fish promised 3 wishes in exchange for its freedom. Whiskers wished for endless fish, a cozy bed, and a bell that rang softly. The fish granted all 3 wishes and swam away, leaving Whiskers content and purring in the sun.